You have said very publicly that one of your top priorities is to do away with one and done. You want the minimum age to be 20 years of age. When 19 was agreed upon in 2005, what was your initial take on that?
Back then in collective bargaining, we had asked for 20 and we compromised with the union on 19. We wanted to get our scouts out of high school gyms to begin with. You know, and I think for the betterment of the league, we felt that even 1 year out of high school, whether players choose to play somewhere else or go to college, would help their development and their maturity and ultimately lead to a better draft. We want to help college basketball as well because that helps us. Strong youth basketball leads to strong college basketball, leads to a stronger NBA.
Let me put this to you. Jalil Okafor just won the Morgan Wooten Award, heading to Duke. Here's a quote from him. He said, "I think it's just withholding a kid's dreams if they wanted to make that leap to the NBA to help their family or whatever the reason may be." If Okafor weren't sitting in front of you, what would you say to him?
I've heard the other side of the arguments. People say nobody told Bill Gates he couldn't drop out of college and start Microsoft. I get it. I would say to any young man coming into the league that looking out over the entirety of your career and frankly the entirety of your life, we think college is better than no college, and we think 1 year of college is better than no college and 2 years is better than 1 year. I'd also say a new component of it is that historically people have said this is just a matter between the NBA and its players. And I've had lots of conversation with Mark Emmert over this, and he's acknowledged that they need to have a seat at the table as part of this discussion as well, because for those young men who aren't coming directly to the NBA, there's a matter of gaps in their scholarships. Their basic quality of life is something we should focus on. But we should also focus on when they become eligible so that they really have an understanding, if they're deciding to leave college, where they might fall in the NBA draft. Maybe they should be able to retain their eligibility to the point after they're drafted.
What's the chance that the developmental league becomes sort of a de facto minor league?
It's becoming a de facto minor league already. This year, for the first time, 1/3 of all players in the NBA will have spent some time in our development league. That development league needs to be part of the discussion, especially when the NCAA raises their academic minimum standards in 2 years, that there may be some young men that either can't meet those standards or for whatever reason decide they want to focus on their game full time rather than going to college. In addition to playing overseas, one of those opportunities could be going directly into the development league.
You've mentioned there are other things that you would like to see that would enable college players to more easily acclimate to the pro game. One of them is decreasing the shot clock in college. Can you talk a little bit about some of your ideas on that front?
Well, I just think there, and again, it's something that Mark Emmert and I have addressed, is whether we should all be playing with a common set of rules. Whether it be the shot clock, whether it be the length of the three-point line, whether it be the block charge line that we use, that maybe it would be helpful if we all had one set of rules.
You as the professional entity and the NCAA as the collegiate governing body, what sort of influence does one actually have over the other?
It's just really based on relationships, and you know, it's one of the reasons why Mark and I are spending time together and why I had him come in to speak to our owners to build those relationships. I think there's no question that everybody loves the sport. Remember, as he pointed out to us, among divisions 1, 2, and 3, men's and women's, he oversees 34,000 basketball players per year. So as much attention as the 8 or 10 one-and-done young men get is the #1 participation sport for the NCAA, and it's the #1 participation sport in this country.
Coming up in part 3 of my sit-down with Adam Silver, the new commissioner discusses how the NBA was informed of Jason Collins' historical decision to come out and his take on the Brooklyn Nets signing Collins to their roster.
I think we were all disappointed that so much time went by before he was added to a roster of a team. I credit Jason Kidd as a new coach with understanding how the team would rally around Jason Collins and how protective they would be of him, and so I think it's worked out really well for everybody.